Okay, awesome. Well, welcome. Happy Tuesday. My name is Brandy Black, and Lynn and I are accountability partners, and we have been accountability partners for almost a year now. We are both executive directors and have been in our journey together with 31, but just recently connected kind of as partners in the business. And I just absolutely love her. So you guys are so blessed to have her as your leader. She is a smart cookie. And Lynn and I always talk about our styles are very similar, but we kind of come at it from a little different perspective. So we recently came up with the idea that we would maybe try to cross-train a little bit and maybe kind of bring each other's different dynamic to each other's team. And so, I see Megan is getting on. I know Megan actually. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself just before we get started while everybody's logging on. But I've been with 31, it'll be 10 years in December. And so I've been with 31 quite a while. I live in Marietta, Georgia, and I have two sons. They're 16, and my youngest will be 13 tomorrow, which is unbelievable to me. They were just babies when I started 31, and it's basically all they know. They know mom as being the CEO of her own business, and 31 is definitely ingrained in kind of who we are as a family and what we do. They're my biggest cheerleaders, my best supporters. I'm married. I've been married for 26 years to my husband, Jarrett, and he is my biggest cheerleader as well. So 31 is sort of runs deep in the Black household. And again, I live in Marietta, and I think that's kind of all, but I just am so excited to share a little bit about, my ideas and trainings with you guys tonight. So one of the things that Lynn wanted me to really share with you guys are a couple things. Number one is I have found through coaching with my team that I have a team of people who want to do the business. Like they want to be successful. They want to make money and reach their why with 31, but they're struggling. And all along, I thought that I knew why they were struggling. And then once we kind of dug down deep, I realized that there was kind of a common thread in my team. And I feel like I'm sort of cracking the nut on that. And so that's kind of what I'm going to share with you guys tonight. Is what I call my 4 to 6 hour work week. And it's basically a very simple and effective way to fit your business into your busy life. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And just so you know, I will give all of this to Lynn as well, just so she is able to, so you don't feel like you have to take a million notes and all that stuff. So I'll make sure that we share these screens. You're welcome to use the chat bar. You're welcome to unmute yourself, throw up a white flag, say, hey, hold on, I have a question, and I'll be happy to pause and kind of answer that for you. And so, we kind of have a small crowd tonight, but that's okay because we're recording it. And I think it kind of falls into exactly what my theme of the call tonight is. And when I was going through with my team, kind of what was holding them back from reaching their goals with 31, I felt like this common thread was coming into play. One was how to fit 31 into their busy life. So if that's kind of a problem for you, raise your hand. If you're just thinking, how in the world do I fit 31 into my busy life? When to fit 31 into my busy life, like, okay, I don't even know when to fit it in, and what to do when you finally fit it into your busy life, okay? So you've carved out a little bit of time and you sit down and you're thinking, I don't even know what to do, right? I don't know what income producing activities are. And so after cracking that nut with my team, I've developed kind of a fun, easy, and effective way for you to think about how, when, and what you do in your 31 world. So hopefully you guys can see my screen, right? Everybody can see my screen? Okay, perfect. All right, so 31 is meant to fit into the cracks of your life. I say this to my team all the time. It is meant to fit in the cracks. No matter what level you are, where you are in the career path, how much time you have, what you have going on, 31 is really meant to fit into the cracks, right? Because we're moms, we're friends, we have families, we go to church, we have our spouse, we have our kids, some of us work outside of 31, we love exercise, whatever it is that you have going on in your life, everybody is busy. And I'll say that, I hear all the time, well, I'm so busy. Well, everybody's busy, right? Everybody's busy. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers. I work outside of my 31 business. You know, I have my church family. I have my boys play sports. I homeschool part-time. Everybody is busy, and we all have lots and lots of things going on, and lots of what I call glass balls up in the air, right? We have so many things that we're juggling that are important things that you can't just take off the list. But 31 is meant to fit in all of those cracks. And so if I asked you if you could carve out 30 minutes a day to work your 31 business, would that seem doable? Right? Raise your hand if 30 minutes a day seems like a doable thing, right? Because that's a crack. Okay, it's a crack, and it's meant 31, let's say, it's meant to fit in the cracks of your life. So if you could carve out 30 minutes a day to work your business, and you could reach your goals, and you could feel consistent, and you could get consistent results out of your business, it would be worth it, right? It would be super worth it. So we're going to talk about how to fit 31 into your busy life. Okay, and I say quotes because, again, everybody's busy. We all have so many things going on. So working your business should only take about 4 to 6 hours a week. All right? When you get intentional and you learn to fit it in the crack, you're going to be amazed at how consistent your business will become. And it really is just about getting intentional. So I see Deborah raised her hand. Did you have a question, Deborah, or was that an accident?
I can't. My screen is black.
Does everybody else see my screen? Anybody else not able to see my screen?
Talking to this.
Everybody else is? Help me out. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay. So Julie can. Deborah, are you on your phone or your computer?
Phone.
Phone. Make sure, well, I'm looking. I'm not 100% sure. Whoops. I don't know, unless it's maybe a phone compatibility issue. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Megan can see it too. And I'll share the slides, Deborah, after we're done, so you can kind of listen in and then go back and see the visual. Lynn laughed at me with all my PowerPoint, but that's just, I'm a visual learner and I do things visual. And so in order for me to organize my thoughts, I had to get it on a PowerPoint, but I'll share it with her, Deborah, and that way you can kind of go back and refresh. Is that okay? Perfect. Thanks, Megan, for saying you can see it. All right, I'll keep the chat bar open. All right, so again, how to fit it in your busy life. 4 to 6 hours a week, right? When you get intentional about what you're doing and you learn to consistently fit it in the cracks, you're going to be amazed at how consistent your business will become, all right? So we're going to reference by talking about, let me make sure I can do this, eating an elephant, right? So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? And so that's how you work your business. One bite at a time. And you start doing things consistently, repeatedly, over and over again, and you will be surprised at the results that you get. I often get asked, like, how are you so successful with 31? I promoted to the highest level in the company in 3.5 years. I grew a team of over 800 women in that time. And how did I do that? I just did the right things over and over and over again. All right. And I'm a simple girl. I believe that the business is very simple. And unfortunately, social media and technology has allowed it to get this huge umbrella of things that we feel like are productive and income producing, when all actuality, the business is so simple. Book, sell, recruit. And you do those things and lead if you're a leader, and you do those things over and over and over again, and you will be successful. So how do you do that? Well, you start eating that elephant one bite at a time, all right? And I love the analogy that I heard from Jerry Seinfeld one time, and he said, every day, Jerry Seinfeld writes jokes, every day. Okay? And every day that he writes jokes, he puts a big X mark on the calendar. Okay? And his motto starts becoming, don't break the chain, right? It's about consistently working your business, whatever it is, every single day. Whether we're teaching our kids the alphabet, or we're teaching them sight words, whether teaching them to ride a car or ride a bicycle, you do those things by doing it over and over and over again, okay? And so don't break the chain. It is about doing the simple things over and over and over again. All right, so if we talk about how to fit it in, so now you're probably thinking, okay, I get it, 30 minutes a day, but when in the world am I going to find 30 minutes to fit into my busy schedule, okay? And it really is about making it a priority and finding cracks in your life, okay? So here's some of my favorite suggestions. Get up 30 minutes early. I know we all love our sleep, but if we got up 30 minutes early and we're intentional in what we do in our business, what kind of impact would that have? Get to work 30 minutes early, right? While you're drinking that cup of coffee and you spend it around the water cooler waiting to clock in. What if you nixed the small talk, brought your coffee with you to work, and knocked out 30 minutes of your 31 business before you got to work, all right? Use 30 minutes of your lunch break, okay? Most people get an hour for lunch. What if you packed your lunch in your cute 31 thermal and you use 30 minutes of your lunch hour to work your business, all right? That still gives you 30 minutes to chit chat, go outside, take a walk, kind of decompress. But if you took half of that time and worked on your business, what would happen, all right? Stay 30 minutes after work. A lot of times, and this is a real thing because I work outside of 31 as well, walking in the door from work, that re-entry is a real thing, okay? No matter what your intent is, when I get home from work, I'm gonna fix dinner and I'm going to, work on my 31 business. Well, guess what? Dinner takes longer than you think. The kids aggravate you at dinner. Everybody's got extra homework. Somebody forgot to, wash clothes. You just found out there's a project due tomorrow. A million things happen the minute you walk in the door. So re-entry is a real thing. But just staying an extra 30 minutes in a controlled, quiet environment in your office, think of what you could get done, all right? Work 30 minutes during your child's practice. Now, I have sports boys. They practice 6 out of 7 days a week. We're at the ball field. And I'll be honest, sports for my boys is what we call a glass ball. They want me there and they want me to watch, all right? And I actually love to watch too. But on a 3-hour practice, I can carve out 30 minutes, but while they're getting suited up and getting their instruction or hitting in the cage to work my business in my car. So carving out 30 minutes during your child's practice isn't a make or break, right? And so my son knows, go ahead and get started. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Now I'm going to give you a little tip. 30 minutes has to mean 30 minutes. It can't mean 40, can't mean 50, can't mean an hour, because they're not going to trust you the next time. So you have to hold true to the promise that you made. So set a timer on your phone and give yourself 30 minutes to work during your child's practice. Stay up 30 minutes late, all right? How many times do we get sucked into a great show or a great game or Netflix and we stay up later than we intended? What if you use that 30 minutes to work your business, right? Just carving out an extra 30 minutes isn't going to make or break your sleep schedule. Or if your weeks are really busy and you just can't consistently carve out the 30 minutes, work a couple hours on Saturday and Sunday, okay? And so you can take those 30 minutes and butt them up beside each other and make bigger chunks of time. But it's about being consistent, okay? So one of the things that I often say to my team, and you guys probably have heard it too, is that your business is flexible but not optional, okay? So you get to decide how and when you're gonna carve out the time to work it, but you owe your business 4 to 6 hours a week in order to stay open for business, okay? In order to stay in a growth mode where you're servicing your customers, you're staying in front of them, you're staying relevant, you have to be consistent in what you do, all right? So basically, I'm giving you 8 30-minute time blocks. Okay, and so I'm a big time blocker. In my other role, outside of my 31 business, I train real estate agents. And so I have the pleasure of taking new real estate agents and training them on how to start their real estate company. we work in time blocks, right? And so everything we do is taken as a time block. And so if you had 8 30-minute time blocks and you could plug them in anywhere you wanted to in your schedule, how consistent would you be, right? If you planned for it, right? And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to kind of show you something really quick. So here is, and I'm going to share this with Lynn to share with you as well. But this is how, I don't have a fancy calendar, okay? I don't have a $40 Erin Condren. I don't have, you know, a big, giant, expensive planner. Don't be shocked when I tell you that I use an Excel spreadsheet, and that is how I organize my life, all right? And so I have taken an Excel spreadsheet, and I've basically just turned it into a schedule for myself. And so I start my day at 7, and I time block every hour. All right, you could do 30 minutes if that works for you, but I do it Sunday through Saturday. All right, so here's an example of what a calendar would look like with your 31 time blocks blocked in. I can't see over here. Okay, here it is. So you can see that I have time blocked my time. So my work hours I do in yellow. My 31 hours you can do in pink. So as an example, I've given 30 minutes at lunch 3 days a week. That still gives me an hour 2 days a week. And I've butted together 2 hours on Saturday, okay? And so that's just a simple an easy way for you to kind of visually see how to block out your time, all right? Hold on, I have to switch the bar. All right. Okay, so now that we've talked about how and when to fit it in, we're going to talk about what to do, all right? So a lot of times we get caught playing office. Hold on. And we have our 30 minutes to work our business, or the time that we've set down, and we don't even know what to do when we sit down to work our business. I don't know why this isn't working, so we're just going to go from here. All right. I don't think it just keeps flipping. So now that you know how and when to work your business, what do you do? My computer's like totally freaking out. Okay. Sorry, technical difficulty here. Okay, there it is. All right, so what I've done with my team is we've themed our days, all right? And so it just kind of helps you focus when you're sitting down on Monday and you're like, okay, I've carved out 30 minutes. What am I gonna do, right? And so we call Mondays Money Mondays, all right? So on Mondays, we focus on income producing activities, right? And what that means is parties, hostesses, outstanding orders, all those things that are going to instantly create money for our business, all right? Bookings, 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 bookings. So if you have a full calendar, then you're going to work with your hostesses and your customers. If you don't have a full calendar, you're going to work on bookings, all of the income producing activities. So we focus on Taco Tuesdays. So TACO stands for Totally Awesome Career Opportunity, all right? So on Tuesdays, we talk recruiting. So every Tuesday, I challenge my team to use their 30 minutes to contact 2 people about the career opportunity, all right? Wander Wednesday, all right? So on Wednesdays, we focus on meeting new people, all right? Change your seat at a meeting, go to a new bank, stop by a new store, and share your 31 business card with everyone while you're out and about. So on Wednesdays, your only goal is to meet some new people, all right? Touch Base Thursday. Thursdays are the days that we touch base with our hostesses and customers. We post in our VIP group, send emails, texts, or calls. So simple, just touching base with your customers. And then Follow Up Friday, wrapping up those loose ends from the week that you weren't able to get to, all right? My favorite day is Saturday. So Saturday Night Live. So Saturday is the day that we record a few pictures and videos using our favorite products, schedule to post these throughout the week into your VIP page. So a lot of times on Saturdays for me, I'll go ahead and lay out a couple outfits for the week to get myself, it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. Go ahead and get all my outfits laid out for work for the week. And then I sort of pair up how I'm going to use my 31 products to make sure that my statement pieces are ready. And I'm just going to snap a couple pictures of those. Maybe go live, do some recording, and get those things ready for the week. And then Sunday is our fun day, all right? So Sunday's about family, but we also want to take 30 minutes to review our schedule and time block your 30 minutes, okay? So while Sundays are all about family, we still have to carve out that little bit of time to decide when we're going to work, all right? And so I love theming my days. It makes it so simple so that when I'm sitting down and I have that short amount of time, I'm focusing on income producing activities, all right? So just note that you can combine days if you have more than 30 minutes to work your business. So if you decide that you're just going to be, a couple hours, a couple days a week, that's totally fine. Remember that your tasks are flexible, but not optional, okay? So you can kind of put them in wherever you want to, but you owe your business 4 to 6 hours a week, all right? So you can plug them in. You have those time blocks, and you can plug them in anywhere you want to. But you know that if you borrow 30 minutes or an hour, you owe your business those times at a later date, all right? I love the fact that we're CEOs of our own business. It gives us the flexibility to create a life by design, right? So if my girlfriend calls and she wants to go to lunch during my lunch hour and I had planned to work 31 that day, I can absolutely go to lunch, but I know that 30-minute time block that I've taken out of my business checking account has to be paid back somewhere else, okay? So it's flexible, but not optional. Also note that if you have a party, a vendor event, a training during the week, schedule it, okay? Include it in your 4 to 6 hour work week, all right? That counts. It's income producing, it's growth, it's personal growth, and you get to check that off your box of your 4 to 6 hour work week. So what's the best plan moving forward? Well, we always say in my team that the best plan is the one you stick to, all right? No great app, no great planner. There's no magic pill. There's nothing I can tell you or that Lynn's going to tell you that's going to cause you to be successful, right? The best plan is the one that you're willing to stick to. Day in, day out, one bite at a time, committing to not breaking the chain and just continuing to focus on the little, basic, simple tasks of your business over and over and over again, okay? So how many of you, do you have any questions about the work week, the 30-minute segments? I'd love to get your feedback on if you think this is something that would be beneficial, comments, questions. Unmute yourself and test me tonight. Anybody have any comments? Or you can use the chat bar. All right. I'll circle back if you guys have any questions. All right. So the other thing Lynn wanted me to talk to you a little bit about was kind of falls in line with our Wander Wednesday. And that is really how to fuel your Franks, all right? So we've heard about our Franks list. As a new consultant, we all talk about that list of 62 and who we know. And we know that our Franks are our friends, our relatives, our acquaintances, our neighbors, our kid connections, and our spouse connections, okay? So one of the things that I've noticed with 31 is that when a new consultant joins our team, we teach her how to get that list of 62, but we never circle back and teach her how to grow who she knows, all right? So we teach her how to know who she knows, but we never teach her how to grow who she knows. And we all know that in this business, you have to continue to grow who you know. You cannot continue to sell to the same people over and over and over again, right? I mean, as much as we all love 31, there's only so much someone can have, all right? And so how we fuel our Franks is how you grow your business, how you're continuing to meet and bring new people into your customer base. So again, it falls back in to our Wander Wednesday. So who do you know, all right? And a lot of times, even as tenured, experienced consultants, we don't even know who we know. Okay, but a great task is to find out, who do you know? Is your list of 62 complete? Okay, and so there's a couple tools that we use to do that. All right, the first tool, and I don't know what I did with mine. Oh, here it is your phone. Okay, so we all have this beautiful black box that contains everybody that we know. Okay, but most of the time when you're trying to reach out to someone, or you're trying to come up with new customers, new people to call, you're basically going into your contacts and you're just scrolling, right? You're just scrolling, and how many times do you get to H and you're like, I can't do that anymore. Like, I'm tired of going through all this. And so one of the things that I love to do is to export my contact list out of my phone. Okay, I like to get it out of my phone and into a workable document like an Excel spreadsheet. And there's so many great things that you can do once you get the contact information out of your phone. You can actually take those contacts and upload them into your back office, right? You can add all those people so that they're going to get your newsletter and they're going to be part of your monthly reach outs. So there's a great app that I use, and it is called Contacts to XLS, okay? And it is a free app, so easy to use. Download it in the App Store, follow all the prompts, and it will export every single contact out of your cell phone into an Excel spreadsheet. Crazy, right? And that gives you a one-stop shop for knowing who you know. Okay, so that is huge, to be able to get those contacts out of your phone and into a workable document where you can take notes, right? You can reach out. You have a way to be able to track your conversations. And if you don't currently have a conversation tracker, I would highly encourage that you get one and use one. I will share my conversation tracker with Lynn. I just have an Excel spreadsheet, but it's a great way for you to keep track of all your conversations. All right, so you export that out into a great little spreadsheet. So the other way to know who you know, right, because there's two methods in today's world that we keep track of our friends: in our phone and on Facebook, okay? And so a lot of times we're like, I have a ton of friends. They're all on Facebook, all right? And so using Facebook to fuel your Franks list is a great tool, okay? But let me preface, we aren't creepy people, okay? So I'm not asking you to go out there and friend people you don't know. But what I do think is a great idea is to make sure that you're staying connected with everyone that you should be connected to on Facebook, okay? So if you're going through your friends list and you see a friend that has 1,600 friends and y'all go to the same church, you should probably go through her friends list and see who your mutual friends are and who you're not mutual friends with. Because I guarantee you there's going to be people in that list who you're like, I thought we were friends on Facebook. Why are we not friends on Facebook? We should be friends on Facebook, okay? Not because we're going to blow up our 31 business all over our Facebook page, but because we're going to invite them into our world, of which 31 and our personal lives collide. Okay, and so it really just creates that exposure where you're able to, go in and just expand your friends list. Now, Facebook has a great feature where it tells you who you should be friends with. So if you're not making it a habit to go in there and grow your friends list on Facebook, that should be a priority. So on Wander Wednesday, when you're supposed to be growing your base, Facebook is a great time to start. If you're not doing anything outside of the home, you don't have plans to go anywhere new, then get on your Facebook friends list and figure out who are you not friends with that you should be friends with, okay? Again, not creepy. We're not messaging them. We're not, other than, unless you want to send them like, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. I look forward to connecting. I look for whatever. We don't want to throw up 31 on them, okay? What we want to do is invite them into our world, of which 31 and our personal lives collide. All right. So fueling your Franks list by using Facebook is so fun and easy. All right. So make sure that you're checking out the suggested list and making it a point to add a few friends a week. All right. So who are you looking to friend? Okay. So if you're getting really intentional, you don't want to spend all your days friending other 31 consultants. All right. It's okay to be friends with 31 consultants, but when we're looking to grow our business, those are not our target market. All right. Who are we looking for? We're looking for other direct sellers. We're looking for new moms, busy families, career families, people who love to travel, nurses, teachers. Okay. We're getting super intentional with who we're sending our friend requests to. Okay. Because we want to invite those people to see what we're doing. Okay. And while we're not throwing up 31 all over our personal Facebook pages, we are posting that really cute picture of your kid carrying a cinch sack to the park, okay? Because those are the perfect moments when your personal life and your 31 business collide, and you want to be able to expose them to those kinds of things, all right? Make sense? Everybody good? All right, awesome. Okay, so another great way to fuel your Franks list, and we talked about this on About Wonder Wednesday, is while you're out and about, okay? But if you're going to wander on Wednesday, you better make sure you're carrying 31 products. Do you know how many people I've seen show up with a Coach purse, okay, to a Celebrate and Connect meeting? All right? So you want to make sure that you're carrying 31 products, that they're current, right? We don't need to be carrying anything from spring and summer. Anything from fall 2017, you need to make sure that you're carrying current product, all right? The other tip is that, and this is my biggest struggle in my 31 life, is that it has to be a statement piece. I'm a Ruby Mini lover. I love all things Ruby Mini, right? I'm not a big bag lady. I don't love a big bag. But guess what? I need to carry a big bag, okay? I have to have something that's flashy, that draws attention, that screams, ask me about my bag, okay? I don't recommend it saying, ask me about my bag, but I do recommend that it be something that's attention drawing, even if it's outside of your comfort zone, okay? So I try to I have a Cindy tote that I carry. That's my work bag, and it has a big red monogram on it. I make sure that my lunchbox matches, that I have, a coordinating zipper pouch for all my cords and mouses. I make sure that I have a great wallet, and I never set my purse under my desk at work, okay? I treat it just like it's a trophy, and I make sure that it sits on my desk all the time. If you're going to the grocery store, large utility totes. If you're going to be, at the bank, don't carry the ugly bank bag. Put your stuff in a 31 zipper pouch, all right? It's about being intentional about what you're carrying while you're out and about. For kids in sports, then you want to have all new flashy, organizing utility totes. Your kid needs a cinch sack. If you're going to church, you need a Bible study bag. Everything that you do, you need to make sure that you're representing your brand and you're carrying current products, all right? Be prepared. Be prepared. Mini catalogs, regular catalogs, things that you can give. And make sure that no matter what, if you're giving them something, you're getting something in return. Collecting their contact information. And I have a little trick for that, and that is the electronic business card. Now, has Lynn talked to you guys about an electronic business card? No, yes, no, yes. I don't want to talk about it if she already has. I'll cover it really quick. So electronic business card is basically a contact for yourself, okay? So you're going in and you're creating a contact in your phone for you, okay? And it's so easy. And I'll tell you that it is actually the most effective thing that you can give someone when you're wanting to share your information. Because if you give them a business card, it is going to end up in the bottom of their purse, or worse, in the trash can, okay? But if you send them your electronic business card, guess what? It's in their phone forever, okay? Unless they delete you. And I love an electronic business card because there's so many great features to it, but I'll give you a couple tips. You want to make sure that you have a current picture of yourself, okay? Has to be a good picture of yourself, all right? I'm finding mine here. because the eye remembers more than the ear. So while they may not remember, you would have to tell someone your name 7 times, that's a stat, for them to remember your name, but they will remember your face, okay? So you have to make sure that you have a great headshot of yourself. Can't be you and your dog, you and your kid, you and your husband. It needs to be a picture of you, and that needs to be saved into this contact. You're gonna put your phone number, okay? The number that you want them to call you about at your business, and you also wanna put all of your URLs, okay? So when you go to create your contact, you'll see that there's a place where you can put websites. I love choosing the custom website, and so that I can name the links myself. So if I'm looking at mine, I have one of my links says catalog, and if they click it, it takes them to the 31 Gifts fall catalog. The other link says shop now, right? Takes them directly to my website. The next one says on sale, takes them directly to the 31 specials page. The next one says Facebook, and it sends them directly to my VIP customer group, all right? So when I'm meeting someone out and about, here's what my verbiage would say. Hey, I would love to send you my contact information. I don't have any business cards on me, but can I send you my electronic business card? It's easier to keep up with anyways. Sure, right? Okay, give me your number. I'm going to go to the bottom of my contact. I'm going to click share contact, and I'm going to send that to them, okay? So here's the magic of getting that. When they give me their number and I type it in my phone and I share my contact with them, guess what? Now I have their number. Okay, so now I have their number and I can continue to follow up. Hey, it was great meeting you at the grocery store the other day. How are you loving that new cookie mix? I wanted to see if you'd had a chance to check out my website. Okay, and now I've collected their contact information. So if you're handing out a catalog or a mini catalog, you're going to want to put a sticky note on there and have them jot it down. If you don't, which, I really love the electronic version, I'm just going to shoot you my electronic business card. If they don't want to give you their phone number, which occasionally happens, there's an email option as well. Oh, no, I understand. I can see why you wouldn't want to give out your phone number. Give me your email and I can just send it to you there. Okay, and so that kind of takes all the oddness out, but now you've got still a form of contact information for them. So I'm loving the electronic business card. It makes it doing, how many times are you out and about and you get caught and you're like, oh my God, I don't have a business card on me. This, you always have your phone. So it's so easy to shoot that out. All right, so here's some examples of some statement pieces. This was from the summer, but I had collected these from my team. So you want to make sure that, you've got something that's eye-catching. You can see that nothing here screams, blah, right? It's saying, hey, ask me about my products. Making sure that you have mobile office, all right, so that you do have some mini catalogs or some fun things to hand out. All right, so fueling your Frank's list. The easiest way to do that, and you guys know this, is at the party. So the party is the heart of what we do, and it's the quickest and most successful method to grow your Frank's list, all right? So we know face-to-face parties, that's where it's at. So whether it's in the home or an event or a coffee shop or a restaurant, it is the best and most effective way to grow your Frank's list. So if you have 10 guests at each party, then you're going to grow that Frank's list by 10 every single time you go to a party, all right? Online parties, they take place entirely online, so your hostess and her guests can place an order from anywhere they want to. But the key is to make connections with those online party guests and inviting them to join your VIP page. I love having, I have a little post in all my online parties that says, text me your hostess's name to be entered into a special drawing, because guess what? I want them to text me so that I have their information so that I can follow up. Okay, but I want to make sure that I'm connecting with them on some kind of level. And that really, again, grows my Wander Wednesday right off the bat, all right? All right, so more ways to fuel your Franks. Referrals, okay? So my team and I have been talking about referrals a lot, but asking for referrals from your current customer base and saying, hey, I need your help. I'm looking to grow my business this season, and you have been such a great supporter, but I do know that there's only so many 31 bags that you can have, so I was wondering, who do you know that would be interested in shopping, hosting, or maybe even joining my team this season? All right? As women, we love to help, whether it's our favorite mascara, our favorite restaurant, our favorite recipe. We are all about sharing, okay? And so when you ask someone for their help, they are going to want to help you, right? You're not asking for them to book or buy for the 100th time. You're saying, who do you know? Who do you know? And her mind is going to immediately start going through her list, okay? Even if she can't think of someone on the spot, I promise you when she hangs up, she's going to say, oh, you know what? My friend Beth, her kid plays baseball and she has been needing a new thermal. She would be perfect, right? It's just a natural thing. Social media, we talked about that. Building those connections. Vendor events are another great way to fuel your Franks list. And vendor events are HOT this season. All right, making sure all those new contacts are getting uploaded into your back office so that they're staying in connection with you and your 31 business. All right. So the other thing I'm just going to share really quickly is Taco Tuesday. So we're in the midst of this beautiful pink ticket, and I'm loving the opportunity to share my heart and passion with 31 with someone for just $15. But for a lot of people, sharing the 31 opportunity can be super duper scary. So first, you don't know who to share it with, right? And then you don't even know how to share it, okay? So here's a couple of my tried and true tips. Who to share it with, all right? Here's a statistic that'll blow your mind. 90% of all direct sellers fall into at least one of these categories, all right? Hostesses, guests at a party, customers, teachers, artistic creative people, nurses, engineers, former cheerleaders, former direct sellers, and moms, right? 90% of all direct sellers are women. So how many of you fall into 3 of these categories? I do, right? I was a hostess, I was a customer, and I'm a mom, okay? So when you're starting to think, I don't know who to ask, I don't know who to offer, I feel like I've talked to everybody about the opportunity. When you start knowing the categories that you are looking for, I promise you, when you're out and about and you're meeting someone and she says, oh yeah, I'm a nurse at ABC Hospital, ding, 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 ding. You're going to know that she is an absolute lead, right? She's someone who statistically is going to be interested in direct sales, okay? And so when you can kind of think about your dream team and who you want it to be filled with, these are the categories that you're going to be looking for, right? So instead of trying to think of names, start thinking about categories of people. Numbers don't lie. So when they say 90% of all direct sellers fall into at least one of these categories, and you start matching people up and they start falling into multiple categories, then you know if you haven't offered her the opportunity, you need to get on the phone tomorrow and offer it to her, okay? And if you've already offered it to her, you might need to offer it to her again, all right? So again, I'm going to share these categories with Lynn for her to be able to share with you guys. So then you're going to say, all right, so now I know who I need to talk to. I don't know what to say, all right? So there's some really great verbiage on TOT, so I'm not going to go over that. But one of the things that I love to share with my team is about making them an offer they can't refuse, okay? So few people realize what they get when they join a direct sell company. And what they get far exceeds their investment, okay? That is what separates direct sales from every other kind of entrepreneurial category, okay? So I love to use I added some examples down here at the bottom. So if you were going to go out today and become CEO of your own business, just like you guys did, but you decided you were going to start a McDonald's franchise, it would cost you $1.1 to $2.2 million. How many of you have that? I don't, right? If you were going to go and start your own Pinot's Palette, which is one of those little painting places, it would cost you $80,000 in capital and $63,000 of initial investment. Okay, if you were going to go open your own Sports Clip hair salon, you would have to have $200,000 in liquid assets, and you would have to have an initial investment of $204,000. I mean, that is a risk, you guys. That is a risk. 31 is not a risk, all right? Why? Because the company sponsors you into business, all right? You get the exact same things you would get if you opened a McDonald's or a Sports Clip. than when you open your own 31 business, okay? Unlimited, and I made a list here. What do you get? $400 worth of products and business supplies. What do you get when you open your McDonald's? Really nothing, right? I don't think they give you anything. What marketing material? What do you get when you open your own sports clips? Marketing material. Access to branded website. Access to branded website. Training. Access to products. They're buying hamburgers, we're buying purses, okay? Support from your team, your upline and home office. They're getting support from their McDonald's corporate home office. An unlimited income opportunity, right? Love you. Sorry, my kids are going to bed too. Unlimited income opportunity, all right? It's amazing to me when I think about people that don't want to take the risk of starting their own direct sell company. Are you kidding? Your investment is so minute compared to what it would take to open another type of franchise. And we all have the same absolute opportunity that we do if we were, going to open a McDonald's. I don't know how much a McDonald's owner makes, but I know that I've made a 6-figure income with 31. I don't even work 40 hours a week, you guys. I've built a business that pays me like a business, and I had a $99 investment, okay? The income opportunity is there, all right? So I love this verbiage. So let's talk about how much it costs to get started, right? I'm not sure of the exact amount, but normally it would take a few $1,000s to start your own business. But here's the good news. With 31, you don't have to pay that. With 31, you only pay $99 or just $15 if you're using your pink ticket for the enrollment kit. And it includes several $100s worth of products and business supplies. It's enough to get you started for your first couple months, right? If you hate it, the company basically sponsors you into business, and you get the most amazing training and support right from the first day. So that means you risk nothing to start, and you lose nothing if you decide it's not for you, right? So by discussing the value of the kit and you highlight the opportunity, it's a risk-free investment. Okay? And so sharing the opportunity should be something that you feel comfortable and confident about, because what we have to offer is in line with, every other franchise, CEO opportunity, but with minimal investment, right? And even if they walk away, they've got $400 for the products and business supplies that they can sell or use, okay? And so I want to give you confidence closing out these last 5 days of the pink ticket that what you have is something of value. It is something worth sharing and talking about, all right? So hopefully I've given you a couple tips on who to talk to and what to say and how to create value in what we're offering, all right? So that's kind of the end of my little training. So I'm going to open it up and see if you guys have any questions, comments. What you got for me? Anything? Yeah. I would love your feedback. Don't make it crickets, even if you're just popping on to say good night. I would love. I don't want to sit here in silence.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, thanks so much for your training. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully you guys will be able to take some of the tips back. Again, it really is just about doing the right things over and over again, having a plan, sticking to it, right? Using your time wisely and intentionally and focusing on the income producing activities. And then just doing it one bite at a time, right? Don't break the chain, right? Do it one day and then 5 days and then a week, and then you're halfway through the month, and then you can't quit. You're so close, and you start building that momentum. And I promise you, you'll see that it'll start paying you like a business. All right, so Deborah wants to know how I do vendor events. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, but I do vendor events for contacts, right? I don't have any really intent. I'm not one who does cash and carry. I'm not one who invests a lot of money out of pocket. I do vendor events to meet new people and grow my customer base. And I usually do that by giving some kind of a door prize. I prefer a gift certificate. because I want them to call me to redeem it, because I don't want them just cashing in, taking my thermal tote and walking away. I want them to call me and place an order. And so that's typically how I work my vendor events. Was that your question? For some reason, Deborah, we're having issues. I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you. Follow up. Yes, follow up. Perfect. All right. Any other questions? You can type them in the chat bar or unmute yourself. I'll share all of my little documents with Lynn. I'll also share my PowerPoint if you guys want to go back and read the notes. But hopefully, I know that Lynn is amazing, but we thought, sometimes it starts sounding like Charlie Brown when the same person is kind of talking over and over again. So we thought it might be beneficial to kind of cross-train and just kind of hear a different perspective and a little different spin on a couple things. So thank y'all so much for popping on tonight. And I look forward to getting that information to you and hearing your feedback. Good night.